What's up, y'all? This year, Bodhi turned 9 years old, and part of his birthday gift was concert tickets to go see Imagine Dragons in Tomball, Texas. It's north of Houston. We live in Corpus. It's a pretty good drive, but hey, it's going to be a good show, worth going, right? April is when we go on vacations and stuff. She's the packer. She's kind of the planner. I'm the driver and I'll load stuff, But like we kind of have our things, and part of her thing is she knows what time she wants to leave. I know what time we need to be somewhere. That's a really bad combination sometimes because she will probably have said, Jeff, this is the time that I want to leave, and I will know what time we need to be there to do the things that she wants to do. And I will drag my feet all the way up to that last second, like, let's go. And we will jump in the car and we'll leave, and we will typically almost always get to where we need to be in time to do what she wants to do. I'm usually pretty good about that. This trip, as we're getting gas, is like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should go by and get new credit cards because we had both had fraud alerts on our stuff, so we like canceled both of them. They're like, let's just run by the bank, get new ones. She's like, okay. She actually agreed. I was like, man, she's been needing to get them for like 6 weeks, a month, 2 months, me a while as well. So we go by the bank, no big deal, get them pretty quick. May have taken us 10 minutes. And then we're driving down the road, and she's like, did you check the oil? No, I didn't check the oil. She's like, you can just tell that these things are starting to add up of like she's starting to do the math in her head of she's not going to have time to do what she wants to do before the show. She just wants to kick back, relax, kind of get her feel for things. And I get it. And I'm not meaning to make things kind of go longer. I just thought we were doing better on time. And especially when I realized it's going to take 4 hours to get there instead of 3. And I thought it was a 3-hour drive. If you're old enough, you'll get it. So these little things happen. And, sometimes you can, I'm not saying April, but all of us can become bothered by these moments of like, hey, I wanted things to go like this, and I'm feeling bad because I know that I can push her buttons sometimes, and I'm just like, man, I feel bad. Like I did not mean for us to be like, oh shit, we're not gonna get a good seat. Like I start thinking all the things. I'm just sitting there just quiet, just driving like, oh man, I screwed up. Make up some time because I do like to drive fast. Make up a little bit of time, and then she realizes, she's like, I don't know, somehow, I don't know if she just did math wrong in her head or something. She goes, we're going to get there at this time. I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, that's not so bad. It's like, yeah, but I know you wanted a little bit more time. So it wound up being not so bad. We get there. She wanted In-N-Out burger. She wanted In-N-Out burger, and Bodhi wanted In-N-Out burger shake. So they got their stuff. And then we're going over to we go find our parking, we park, and then we're walking along, and we're in the middle of Tomball, like we're in Tomball, Texas, just out in the middle of, like, we should know no one. And all of a sudden we hear, Bodhi, hey Bodhi. And we're like, look over, and there is Bodhi's first grade teacher. Hey, Miss Brewer, her new husband. They come over, talk. She was so excited to see him. They hug and stuff. I was like, wow. If we probably hadn't have had any of those delays, probably never would have had that moment right there. And even April was like, that's pretty cool. It's like, absolutely, man. That was so totally awesome. We go up to the room, get everything situated, and taking Bodhi over to the show. I'm excited. April's excited. The opening band, we don't know who they are. And we get in there, and I tell April's like she's gonna get the chairs, and I tell Bodhi, I'm like, all right, man, you're gonna have to stick on my heels. I point kind of to an area where we're gonna be, and I start walking. And April, she's like trying to keep an eye on us, and Bodhi and I are walking, and I'm like, you're gonna have to learn to stay on my heels. Now I'm walking in a way to where I'm seeing who's in front of us, and I see what's going on, but I'm walking fast, but I'm keeping my eyes to where I can always see his feet. You know, there was never a moment I couldn't see his feet. I couldn't always see his body, but I could see his feet. You know, because I was like, you better keep up. And he's got to learn to navigate crowds like that. You know, so like we're cutting through there, and we go find our spot, and we're sitting there. April comes over with the chairs, which was great because it had been raining like hell all day, so it was like sitting in soup. So Bodhi didn't really care for the opening band. They were all right. And then the Imagine Dragons, everything starts getting ready for them, and you can tell he's kind of getting nervous. Now, I feel Bodhi is one of those kids that is, it's like he's sensitive to electricity. I know it may sound weird to some, or energy or something. You know, it's just, I don't know. Some kids just feel it more than others. And the first song came on, and Bodhi was really excited, but he didn't know the song. It was off their new album. I didn't know the song. And then the second song came on, and we're sitting to where I kind of put us in a place, even on the lawn, that I knew that we'd have a pretty good view. And Bodhi was trying to look at the monitor and stuff. And when the second song came on, April and I both turned and looked at him. We're like, I don't even remember what the song is, to be honest. But it was one that he knew. And he like, you saw these emotions of like excitement of like, oh my God. And then it was like overload. It really, it just, he started crying. It was like, it was just too much. And I've been there. I mean, God, in my old age, I can't listen to a country song one without crying. They're all about their truck breaking down, or girlfriend leaving you, or dog dying, or, you know, grandma running off on her grandpa. I mean, it's always something that's just sad. But this wasn't a sad song. It was just, his heart was so full, and he didn't know how to express it. And so he sat there, and I like, April, she turns her attention away from him. Not trying to be mean. She was afraid her energy, like if she got like too much in his business, that it was gonna affect him negatively. And then I was like, Bodhi, hey, man, it's okay to feel this way. Everybody out here feels this way. That's why they're up and they're dancing and they're having a great time. Take your time. This is your first time. Take your time. It's all right. Feel whatever emotion you're having right now, and let's get up. And so he does that. But he still, for the first couple of songs, he was rough with it. And I even was like, hey, I'm going to go get you some popcorn. I'm going to go get some popcorn. Maybe I'm thinking maybe he's hangry or something. I'm just like, let's bring something into your world that's some sort of normalcy, you know? So I like go get popcorn. I come back, and we're kind of, he's in and out of if he's liking. As a matter of fact, when I came back, April said he asked if he can leave, and I was like, no, we went through too much to come up here, and he needs to experience this. I'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. And so I'm sitting there next to him. We're having popcorn. Like I say, we're sitting. Everybody else is standing around us. We can't see real well. We can kind of see one monitor a little bit. And even he stands up, and you can tell he goes over to my left, and you can tell that he's trying to see, but he can't see real well. And I was recording with my phone down low, and then I stood up, and you could see that the world of what Bodhi had been looking at behind these people was not much of a view. And then when I stood up and saw the world from my point of view, it was completely different. And I was like, I looked in at Bodhi. I said, you want to see the world the way your dad sees it? I'm 6'4". For those who don't know me, I'm 6'4". So he goes, yeah. I pick him up. I hold him close to me, and he's at my elevation. I don't like lift him up over my head, but I put him at my elevation, and now he can see everything, the stage, the monitors, and everything going on. And then I start moving with the music, and then he starts moving with the music, and this energy between us, it's just like the crowd, the everything, it just became alive and real for him. Like it was like it was just too much. Maybe the experience on his own, and maybe me holding him or something. I don't know, but he started feeling that rock, and he started feeling that energy, and he starts singing. He starts letting go. And I was like, yes, yes. And so then we kind of like rock out a little bit to this one song. Like I'm holding them up. There were two songs that we rocked out to, and I'd been asking him multiple times. It's like, hey, if you'll come with me down, because we were up on the grass lawn, there was the covered area. Well, the separation from the where the paid seats are to where the covered area stops, there's like a 10-foot walk path, you know, that radius of the stage that separates the paid from the grass, so, or the seated. And I kept asking him to go down there with me so that we could just walk that so he could get closer to the stage. And he's like, no, no, no. But after that second song that he was like starting to feel the energy, I go, dude, come on, let's go. And I just grabbed him by his hand, and we ran down. And it was a song that we didn't know, so that was cool. I mean, we weren't. It's not that we weren't missing anything, but still, we didn't know this song, and so a lot of other people probably didn't know either, because that 10-foot area kind of all cleared out. And so I go, Bodhi, I'm going to give you the best seat in the house. I said, here, sit in my arms. And I cradle him like he's sitting in a seat. And we're walking along the radius of the perimeter of the seated area. But we can see the stage perfectly. I'm not even looking at it. I'm staring at him. You know, Bodhi's got long hair, and he's just sitting there in awe. He's just staring at the stage, just like, you can tell he's just taking it in. I can see the lights just reflecting off his face. I'm not even looking over there. I'm just walking, making sure I don't hit anybody, and I'm carrying him. And then we turn around, and we start going the other way, and we get about halfway, and my arms just give out. What was right down the center median, like the center divide, like the row, the aisle that goes down, that splits the center of the stage. And he just happened to be, the lead singer of Imagine Dragons just happened to be standing right there at the very end of it. And I looked at the security, and I go, hey, do you mind if I show my son something? We're not gonna go past. And they're like, yeah. And so walk up, and I'm like, Bodhi, he's singing to you right now, man. And I swear, man, it looked like he was staring right at us. And I'm just pointing down that row right at him. And Bodhi's right there. Bodhi's like, man, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. And I was like, he's singing to you, brother. And I was like, I got your back all the time, man. Because he's talking about having your back. And I was like, your dad's always got your back. And then we went running up to back to where April was, and Bodhi was just like, this is so awesome. He's wearing my hat backwards and stuff, and I was making him take me to her. You know, it was, and then we walked all the way back to the hotel afterwards. We waited till the final song, which was Believer. It was awesome. Bodhi and I sat there, and April, we all just like, we rocked it out. It was an amazing show. It was such a, like, if we would have left, we would have never had that experience. Bodhi had to make the turn. You know, he had to make the turn, and it was beautiful when it happened. It was so awesome. I was so glad that I could be a part of it. And I'm telling you, April saw everything going on too, but she was like just going with the energy, just like everybody else there, man. I'm telling you, it was just killer. But yeah, that was Bodhi's first show, and we went back to the hotel. The next day, we went out and went on one of those paddle boats, one of those swan paddle boats. I don't ever want to do that again. I want to do an electric one. Yeah, that's I'm getting too old for that. But anyways, it was a fantastic weekend. Amazing cars everywhere. And you know, it was just great. Everything didn't go exactly to plan, and that's all right. I don't think a single one of April and I's trips have ever gone exactly to plan. Every time it's always been okay though at the end. But man, she's fantastic at planning all that stuff. I literally don't do anything. And I hate saying it like that, but like she will arrange every single thing about it. And I'm like, I showed up and I'm driving. Let's go. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy it.